What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? How are you guys doing on this Tuesday, August 9th, 2022? Thank you for joining me once again here tonight for another Metallic episode of Music of Destruction, bringing you the best in metal-related content right here on YouTube. Now, if you missed anything in the past week, click the eye in the upper right corner of the screen, bring down that menu. Everything you need to get caught up on all the latest videos is there. I'd really appreciate it. Remember to subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss anything unfiltered, honest, and fucking uncompromising. If you don't like that, go watch somebody else. Welcome to Album Review Tuesdays here on the channel, and tonight we're going deep beneath the underground once again with a look at an absolute death metal legend with one of the pioneers of death metal with Morbid Angel, Altars of Madness. This is not the right cover. This album was given to me by my good buddy Bill. And there is the Morbid Angel CD right there. And this one doesn't have the original cover because this is an original press and I guess it got wrecked. But there is also the Live Madness DVD, which is what's playing in the background right now on your screen, and in the audio, which is absolutely fucking awesome. So thank you to Bill for giving that to me. I really appreciate it, buddy. Yes, that's right, guys. Some more Morbid Angel coming at you guys tonight here on the channel. Now, I'm almost 100% certain that any one of you out there that have listened to bands beyond Metallica and Slayer will know who the fuck Morbid Angel are. Well, I certainly hope so. So I'm not going to give you a huge band biography, but I will give you a bit of background history here that won't be too lengthy. Now, the band formed in 1983 with Mike Browning, Trey Azagthoth, and Dallas Ward, and Morbid Angel is best known as one of the pioneering bands of the death metal genre. They were also the first death metal band to have a significant commercial success, selling over 1 million albums throughout their career. Now, this is due in part to them also being the first death metal band to get signed to a major record label, Giant Records, which is in association with Warner Brothers. However, Altars of Madness was released on Earache in 1989. For some time, Morbid Angel was an instrumental band until bass player Dallas Ward began performing vocals. Now, Mike Browning did leave the band in 86. He was there from 84 to 86. And so unfortunately, we don't get any Mike Browning on Altars of Madness, but he was on the demos. So the lineup in Altars of Madness is as follows. You have David Vincent, vocals, bass, and songwriting and lyrics. Then you have Trey Azagthoth, guitars, songwriting, and lyrics. Then you have Richard Brunel, rest in peace, 2019, who passed away on the guitars as well. And you have Pete Sandoval handling the drums. All right, let's get into the review. The album opens up with Immortal Rights, and right away, the band wastes no time opening with a mid-paced death metal attack that runs into some incredible double bass work from Pete, and of course you have Richard's guitar work on here as well. There's some great riffing on this track, awesome blasting sections that aren't quite blast beats, but getting on the tier of them, so to speak. Vocally, David Vincent sounds full of venom and rage, and the band certainly were very young and full of incredible raw passion and energy at this time. This is a killer opener. Trey and Richard do absolutely amazing guitar work on this track as well. Next up, we have the track Suffocation, and this one opens a bit faster with some great low-end crushing riffs and super primal drum work that really gives it a timeless feel. But there's also a strong presence both musically and vocally. Some great fast reel blasting here on this one on the snare that just destroys you with intensity and raw sheer visual aggression that combines with the incredible energy of David's vocals that makes it a really brutal, uncompromising track. Trey and Richard's guitar work, absolutely incredible here, and some surprising elements on here that offers up a lot of unexpected surprises. This is another strong track. Next, we've got Visions of the Dark Side, and here we have some incredible combinations of death thrashing intensity and aggression, because you gotta remember, this is when a lot of death metal bands still had a lot of thrash metal in their music still, but it's also a very dark and sinister sounding death metal attack. But of course you got that thrash metal virtuosity and speed that made thrash so great back in these times, and still does. And the way that they combine these elements in this time period worked really well for this record, as of course I said, this was the transition for them into pure death metal, and that would become a lot more apparent on Blessed Are the Sick, which of course is the follow-up to Altars of Madness. But of course this album is very primal and raw, and you got that raw aggression that really makes it dominant in the anger department as well. And for these reasons, it has a lot of unique surprises. This is a great track. Next up is Maze of Torment, and as this album moves forward, it definitely continues to unfold like a trip into madness and insanity. Now, there's a lot of really interesting otherworldly guitar riffs on here that didn't really sound like anything else out there at the time. The track has a very sinister darkness to it that's conveyed very effectively through the riff work, emitting emotions of tormented souls unable to escape, which is of course reflected in the music and vocals and lyrics very effectively. The drumming is very fast and very primal in a lot of ways on here, as are the vocals, and the intensity is cranked up to 10 beyond belief, and it excels in these areas. Let's check out some of Morbid Angel here on Music of Destruction for the Live Madness DVD. Enjoy. And we're back, and this is another incredible fucking track. Next we have Lord of All Fevers and Plague, and holy shit. Guys, this is an absolute death thrash destructive force of immeasurable intensity and raw passion, venom, aggression, and brutality. And it certainly is another amazing track that has some incredible, raw, evil, dark aggression that sounds like the end of the world. They really knew how to capture these ideas and concepts on this record to deliver some of the best and deadliest extreme metal at this time. This is some sick, vile stuff on this track, and if only the band had kept a lot of this young, raw hate and passion for their entire career. And they did have a lot of good follow-up albums, don't get me wrong, but they also made some less than inspiring records that I'm not a big fan of, but nonetheless, this is a killer song as well. Next up we have Chapel of Ghouls, and of course this is another deadly thrash death metal attack of pure visceral raw intensity and brutality with no redemption. And one of the charms of this album is of course the raw production, but also the fragility and chaos that makes it sound like it all could fall apart at any moment. And does this ever give this album a charm that is very unique? The overall feeling of this is enveloping with death and morbid decay, and it reeks of those elements and ideas with incredible precise instrumentation, lead guitar work from Trey, and of course Richard's backup rhythm guitars, absolutely awesome, some of his best performances, and of course Pete Sandoval's drumming, and of course David Vincent's bass. I mean, absolutely awesome, right? And this lineup was killer, it really was. I mean, though I wish Mike Browning was still in the band longer than he was, but we all know the story behind that one. Anyways, great track. Next, we have Bleed for the Devil, and this might just be the heaviest track on the record. This is blasting, blistering, cacophonic insanity, brutal aggression that pounds you into dust like a wrecking ball, and the powerful riffs and crunching drum work is absolutely devastating and immaculate, as are the thrash elements that are cranked up to 10 here, but so are the death metal elements that destroy you on this track. And of course, it's all about sacrificing yourself to the devil. Full-on aggression and speed are on full display here to deliver it, and it does it in spades. Excellent track here as well. Next, we have Damnation, and of course, it's all about destroying the barren wastes of humanity. And well, if there was ever their song to do it this early in death metal, this would be one of them that would stand aside others. And to get that entire concept started, they were one of the bands that, of course, pioneered this. And of course, what I really love about this album is the fact that the vocals weren't quite in the growling department yet, as they more have that thrash in there as well, but still have it's kind of like a death metal meets thrash metal vocal style from David Vincent, and they did it really well. Very evil and destructive, great track. Next, we got Blasphemy, and well, wouldn't you know that Canadian bestial black metal legends would emerge a year later? Interesting. Anyway, this track is a sick, savage, raw, aggression-filled nightmare, and some of the tightest instrumentation for '89, and with Morbid Angel being one of the pioneers of death metal, but still having their feet planted in some thrash metal around this time, it made for some incredibly unique songwriting, and some of the most captivating live performances as witnessed on the Live Madness DVD, which is playing behind me, and of course those who were lucky enough to be at the shows. Yeah, this is a absolutely deadly track as well. Closing out this masterpiece, an absolutely essential death metal album, is Evil Spells. And this literally reminded me of someone casting evil dark magic upon you, as the raw aggression and speed and brutality pull you into its visceral dark world of dominating presence, which is undeniable. And with how tight the musicianship is on this album and track, it's easily one of the best closers of all time and really rounds out everything well. It does have some slower paced sections that remind you that they still have those awesome songwriting skills, and they're not just about pure speed, which can and does work, but when there's mid-paced sections, keeps things fresh and interesting. This is an awesome closer. The final verdict from Altars of Madness from Morbid Angel is getting a 10 out of 10. This is killer stuff, essential death metal. Hail the fucking underground. Alright guys, there you have it, another album review in the books here on the channel. Hope you enjoyed the premiere. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, turn on that bell for all notifications. Merchandise, Teespring, link in the description, as well as bonfire.com/store/music-of-destruction. There's also the store tab now available on the homepage. I got some new merch up. Janelle is working on new designs, but she did have 2 more for me to put up. They're up there now. Join the channel to become an MOD Elite. Get amazing perks at $4.99 per month. Hit the join button. You get access to exclusive content, review requests within reason, band interviews and promotions if I like your band and your music, and of course collaborations, and I'll help you with your channel. Have an awesome night. We'll see you guys for Album Ranking Wednesdays. Hails.